Namaskar. It's my privilege and honor to welcome our special guest speaker of the day, Mr. Durga Shanker Mishra, 1984 batch IAS officer of Uttar Pradesh cadre. Sir as superannuated as Chief Secretary of Uttar Pradesh, the India's most populous state, after a distinguished tenure of over 2.5 years. In Sir's 4-decade-long career in public service, Sir has held senior positions across both state and union governments, spanning domains such as housing and urban development, internal security, civil aviation, health, mining, tourism, sports, and agriculture. Sir is an electrical engineer by qualification from IIT Kanpur. He holds an MBA in International Business from the University of Western Sydney, Australia, and a postgraduate diploma in public policy from the IAS, The Hague. He is committed to good governance and has authored multiple papers in national and international journals, books on public policy and urban affairs. Mr. Mishra has represented the country in numerous global forums and previously served as visiting faculty at the University of Guelph, Canada. He has a deep interest in trekking, sports, and tourism. Sir has served more than 7 years as Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India. I was privileged to work under Sir as he is one of the state's secretaries. I worked under Sir for 7 years, sir. Sir was my longest boss in my entire career. Sir played a key role in designing and executing major national urban missions, the flagship programs of Government of India, including Swachh Bharat Mission-Urban, PMAY-U, AMRUT, Smart Cities Mission, DAY-NULM, SVANidhi, and urban transport systems like Metro Rail, RRTS. Sir also anchored the implementation of projects such as transformative projects such as the new Parliament building and the Central Vista, the new iconic institutional buildings now in Delhi. Sir, as Secretary Housing and Urban Development, has been a great support to Odisha, our efforts. He has been a great source of encouragement, motivation, and guidance for us. Under Sir's guidance, we did so many transformative things. But for you, sir, we would not have initiated and succeeded in all those transformative projects. Many of our initiatives with Sir's guidance and support have become part of national policy, including AMRUT 2.0 and SBM 2.0. And Sir was kind enough to write the foreword for my book on Drink from Tap. I'm grateful to Sir, and in fact, Sir, I would like to place on record my gratitude to Sir for writing a recommendation for an international award for me in water and sanitation. He wrote a strong recommendation. I didn't get it. But 3 years later, that same organization bestowed that honor without application to me. So the highest award which is given to an International Water Association member for contribution to water and sanitation sector in the globally. And we are grateful to you, sir. So now I would request Sir to deliver his address to our probationers. Sir, we have around 250 officers here. There are many PhDs here, MTechs, IITians, science graduates, postgraduates. It's a mix of direct recruits and promoted officers. We also have a number of executive officers here who have come from the field. And we have BMC Commissioner, we have Director of Municipal Administration, and officials from the department to listen to you, sir. The forum is yours. Thank you so much.
कुर्सी लगवा लो। My dear friend Mathi, the Municipal Commissioner of Bhubaneswar, Commissioner of Municipal Administration, Government of Odisha, the officers from Gopbandhu Academy of Administration, and all the under training officers from Gopbandhu Academy of Administration. A very good morning to all of you. Very nice, thank you. So thanks Mati, such a dear friend and an excellent officer who has delivered a great deal for the urban development in Odisha. In fact, he was one of the most sincere officers I have worked with in my tenure as Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for almost 4 years and 7 months, and another 3 years as Additional Secretary on Ministry of Urban Development. I have a lot of praise for him, and thanks for, he was very modest in the introduction. It's a lot of great work he has done and which has been recognized nationally as well as internationally. So my heartfelt appreciation for his work. Today in this session, I am going to talk to you on managing cities for growth and development in the context of Odisha, the national context, and I will try to bring it to the state context also. Normally I speak in Hindi. Most forums, Mati is aware, even in Odisha, when I came for various functions, I used to speak in Hindi, but he says the officers are more equipped understanding in English, so I had to switch over to English. It's a constraint, but I think for the benefit of all the officers here, I will continue to speak in English. And it is not because I don't like English. It's because of my international experiences. Because of international experiences, I find that anywhere I go, on international forums, people use their own national language. I have been to the most countries, Russia, Germany, Netherlands, Japan, wherever you go, you find they will speak in their own national language, even though they are very well equipped in English. When you come for the lunch or dinner, they will speak in English. But all government business, they do in their local language. So that time I decided that I will speak in Hindi at all forums, and I used to do that. Today is an exception. Thank you. Well, I was also told that some of you are going to take up responsibility in the municipalities as executive officers, but not all of you. Others are going to take responsibility in the block, maybe in the tehsil, maybe in other areas of the state governance. But let me tell you, urban governance is something which is going to come to you time and again. Whatever responsibilities you are going to hold, whether it is the rural area or whether it is any other departments in the state government, urban is going to come to you, because ultimately the way country is changing, the way the big targets which has been set up, Viksit Bharat at 2047. 2047 means another 22 years. Just 22 years. 2 decades. And it doesn't take much time, it just passes. But it's a huge target. We will become a developed nation by 2047. To become a developed nation, one has to have all those kinds of, whether it is infrastructure or amenities, social, economic, all these things will have to be of that level. And that means our growth has to be of 8 to 10%. And growth is possible only through the urbanization. The rural economy, we can do all our best. I mean, we do all our best, yet the growth will be 3%, 4%, 5%. But to get into the 2 digits, we require urbanization. And that is what I am going to present to you today. To develop a kind of understanding and appreciation, and how you are going to contribute to this. In the afternoon session, I am going to speak on the officers for the AMRUT Kal. But the Prime Minister has mentioned this as a golden period of the Indian history after independence. And in that golden period, everybody has the responsibility, and what is your responsibility, how you should work. That's what I'm going to discuss with you in the afternoon. So let me start on managing cities for growth and development, even though it may not be of interest to you for immediate future, but time and again you will keep coming to this. So my request would be, you kindly attend to this, and then maybe after 45 minutes I throw open to you. You can have any kind of queries. I have a long stint in the urban sector. I have served as a municipal commissioner of city of Kanpur, which is the largest city in Uttar Pradesh. I have served as a vice chairman of the Kanpur Development Authority. Also for a short period as a vice chairman of the Delhi Development Authority. When I was additional secretary, I took charge in between for a couple of months. Then as a principal secretary of Uttar Pradesh as urban development, principal secretary of urban development Uttar Pradesh. Then as a additional secretary, Ministry of Urban Development in Government of India. Later as a secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, when the two ministries were joined together and became Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. I was the first secretary there. And as a chief secretary, you take care of all parts of the state. Urban was one of my major focus, because I consider that is the growth, like Uttar Pradesh has taken a responsibility to become a $1 trillion economy. And $1 trillion is possible only through focus on urbanization. The currently UP's economy is around $350 to $360 billion. It has to go threefold, and threefold means the growth of around 12%. That is possible through the urbanization. So any state whichever takes its responsibility, this is the answer. So let me focus on this, and I'll come back to you after once I make presentation. I'll request, if you have any queries, kindly note it down. If you interrupt in between, that flow will get disrupted. Kindly note it down, and towards the end I would like to answer all your queries. Thank you. How do I run the presentation? You have, okay. Okay, you can switch off the light. Yeah. That side you can keep the light. No, that side you should keep. Okay. No, then that dark. No, please keep the light on. Keep the lights on, not in the dark. I will have to keep seeing them. Yes. Thank you. So, this is the outline. I am not going to go through that. India's rapid urbanization. See, when I was a young child, when we were studying, or this I am saying, say 30 years, 40 years back, 50 years back, India was majorly a rural country. Or majority of the population used to live in the rural areas. But the first census, 2011 census, the growth of the rural area, the decadal growth of rural and the urban area was almost same. You can see this, 91 million, 9.1 crore added to the rural and 9.1 crore added to the urban. But post that 2011 census, the urbanization has grown very fast. It is between 2 to 3%. And what is projected is by 2050, our urban population, rather 2046, we are going to cross 50% mark. That majorly we are going to become urban after 2046. These are the projections. By 2050, nearly 87 to 88 crore people are going to live in the urban areas. So see this urban areas means like in Orissa you have got municipal corporation, you have got the municipalities and you have got the notified area councils. And this is based on the population. So when I am talking population, cities population which is more than 5 lakhs, more than 500,000. In the year 2000 this was around 45%. But projected by 2035 it is going to cross 60%. That means the cities are growing. The cities are growing. The size of the cities are growing. The number of cities with more than 50 lakhs, big cities, that was only 5. It's going to grow to 13. Number of cities with more than 10 lakhs, that was around 50. It is going to become more than 150. In next 10 to 15 by 2035. So the projections are the cities are going to expand. More number of cities are going to come. The cities, I mean, this is the fast urban transformation. The cities are growing. You can see currently the largest growth is in Africa. Why? Their base is very low. But in India it is 2 to 3%, which is very huge. In fact, it is said that the top 20 fast moving cities are going to be in India. Now, how do you compare it with the world, rest of the world? You can see the total population of urban population in India. This is 2018. Currently, urban population in India is around 54 crores. Around 54 crores. Out of some 145 crores, 54 crores are urban citizens. And what is the population in China? China urban population is around 84 crores. They are more because obviously they had urbanized much faster, much earlier. But even in US or Russia or take any other countries, their total population is much lesser than our urban population. In fact, it is said that we are creating one Chicago every year. The large city of Chicago is being created every year. That is the fast urbanization we are having in our country. And again, urbanization means it has different meaning for different people. Like you said, municipal corporation, municipalities, and the notified area councils, these are the statutory cities. So they are defined by the statute. But in our census 2011, census 2025 yet to set the standards, but census 2011 or 2001, we had a concept of census town. So when we say the population was 31%, that is including census towns and the outgrowth. The cities have grown, so they are like development authorities, but is still not declared as a municipal area, statutory area. What is census town? Any of you, because some of you must have written the State Public Service Commission examination. You know what census town is? Anybody know? Census town? No? Can anybody attempt? Yes, please. Correct. Very nice. Excellent. Third. What's your good name? Sandeep Singh. Can everybody clap for him? Very nice. Very nice. So he has correctly defined what a census town means. It is still a rural area. There is a Gram Pradhan, there is a Gram Panchayat. But it is census town for the purposes of the census, it is considered as a town. And outgrowth, you know, development area, where the development is taken through to the development authority, but still it is not a corporation, not a municipality. However, if you take the different kinds of definition, I will leave this presentation to you. You can see this. You can do some Google research. Through the different kinds of definitions, we are as much urbanized as 78%. What is happening? Engines as, I mean, cities, you know the famous sentence everywhere you write, you must have written essays in examination in your college that cities are engines of economic growth. Cities are engines of economic growth. How that happens? See, I'm just giving one example. So the Scrabble which you must have played, some of you must have played in your childhood. Say if you have got one letter A, you can make only one word and that word is A. But now if you got say 3 letters, ACT, act, with 3 letters you can make 4 words. I mean you can have at, cat, act and A. 4 words. So the moment 3 is there, it becomes more than 3. Now let me see. Now you got 4. Add one more letter R. Now you have got with this, in fact, it should be 9. I have written 8. It's a mistake. I was revising this morning. I saw this was a mistake. It's 9 words. See the same letter A, at, cat, rat, like that you got 9 words with 4 letters. Let's see, this is now 10 letters. So 10 letters from 4 you got 9. Now with 10 letters, you are getting 595 words. 10 letters, you are getting 595 words. See the kind of, exponential growth. So this is what happens. In a city is something where the people of different kind of capacities and capabilities, skills, they get together, and the factors of economic production, they really expand. So whether it is manufacturing, whether it is services, whether all kinds of economic activities, they grow, and that is why the economic contribution to the economy from the urban area is far more than in the rural area. I hope it is clear. It's okay? You can see this graph. In fact, Mati has quoted such graph in his book, recent book on the model on urban development model of Orissa. So you see India's total per capita income is low because our urbanization is low. If our urbanization grows up, the per capita income grows up. What is the per capita income right now? Anybody has any guess? Around $2,500. Yeah, it's around $2,600 to $700, something like that. That is our per capita income. But we are projecting to make it more than 20,000 by 2047. The Viksit Bharat, our income is, per capita income is going to go almost like 8 to 10 times. See, this is the same graph for different states. And you can see your state of Orissa. Orissa, what is the total urbanization right now? Any of you have any guess? Orissa, what is the urbanization? 19%. It was only 17% in 2011 census. Currently, it is around 19%. And what is the average, national average? It was 31% in 2011, and currently it is almost 38%, 37 to 38%. So Orissa urbanization is almost half of that of the nation. It's a long way to go. When you say Viksit Bharat means Viksit state. Every state has to become Viksit. That is how the India can't become Viksit. You can't say that I am very healthy, but my legs don't work. I don't, there is not much strength in my leg. No, you can't say so. Every arm of the body has to be strong to you to be called strong. India is to be called Viksit, means every state has to be Viksit. Every district has to be Viksit. Every city has to be Viksit. That is how India will become Viksit. It's a huge country. So that challenge, Orissa has to go much faster. Much faster than the rest of the states. I was told by Shashank that some new notified area councils have been declared very recently. Maybe many more, because the moment you are declared, you start behaving like you go to class 6, you behave like in a different way. You go to, say, college, graduation, you start behaving differently. The very fact that you are being called like that, you start behaving differently. Different kinds of norms will be there. Different kinds of development propositions will be there. See this, what is the contribution to the economy? The contribution to the economy was almost around 60% in 2000. So this graph is 2018 and that was around 60%. Currently, our urban areas contribute towards nearly 70%. It is going to be as high as 80% of the total economy size is going to come from the urban area, because that scribble I showed to you. It's factors of economy are getting together. There is more synergy, and there is more production, more better, higher class and quality of production in the urban areas. So this is how it is going to be there, and the poverty is going to go down. Urban areas, even people living in slums are not poor. They can't be considered as poor because there may be living conditions may be poor, but yet they can manage all the facilities in the life. They can send their children to better school. They can have better health facilities. They can have better entertainment facilities. They can, get all the things in the life. So the quality of life may be compromised because of the slums, which is a challenge for the urban area, which I am going to come later. This is how the age and sex composition is there. You can see it at your leisure. How this demographic dividend. You have heard of demographic dividend? Have you heard of this? Any of you can explain demographic dividend? What is demographic dividend? Any of you? Yes, please go ahead. 18 to 40. Anybody else can attempt? Very good, very good. And dependency ratio? Anybody else can attempt? Not all of you. If you speak all of you, nobody will understand. Any of you? Dependency ratio? Just make an attempt. Very good, very good. So these are the two important things. Demographic dividend is because of the democracy, the age composition. You see, India is a very young country right now. In 2018, our average age was around 25. That means majority of the people were on this age. This kind of a composition from 2018 to say 2055, for 37 years, we are going to be majorly a young country. That means people who are contributing major to the economy, they are going to be that age bracket. The dependency ratio is going to be much lower. Dependency ratio is going to be much lower because those who are below 15 and those who are above 65 who are dependent on the population which is working, that number is lower, less than 50%. And this is in the favor of the country. This dependency ratio means this is the time when we can grow really very fast. What are the implications of urbanization? Now I have just explained to you the basic concept about urbanization. Now what is the implication of the urbanization? You can see this. There is a famous Dharavi slums of Mumbai. So urbanization also leads to this. It's a huge slum. The quality of life is, though people are not poor, but the quality of life is compromised. There is a Dharavi redevelopment plan, you may be aware. There is a Dharavi redevelopment plan. It is going to, the quality of life is going to be improved. Some of the things like unplanned settlements. And this is not a very, I am not giving from, you can see in Bhubaneswar also, you can see such kind of sites are there. Come to Delhi, come to Chennai, any place you will find this kind of settlement is there. There is a urban flooding. These days, you are hearing so many news about Bombay, then you have heard news about Chennai, many places, Bangalore, Gurgaon. So these stories, the urban flooding, the health disaster, pandemic. Pandemic of COVID was there is so much of challenge because people moved from the urban area to the rural areas. They moved from big cities to the smaller cities. You remember that how many people were even walking to their faraway places only to save their life. So there is a challenge. There is a challenge of health hazards challenge is there. The filthy and the unsanitary condition, not in Bhubaneswar, in many other cities. Bhubaneswar is a very, very clean city, but many cities, Though after Swachh Bharat Mission, such sites have really reduced, but yet 100% has to come when you have it's a complete high standards of sanitation is there. That is yet to come. The traffic congestion. This is the biggest challenge. When we were working on the Smart City Mission, I was Additional Secretary in the Ministry, and we were getting through the people engagement, a lot of studies were coming, reports were coming. The biggest challenge which urban people said was the congestion. The congestion leads to psychological problem. Congestion leads to your health hazards. Congestion leads to so many problems. Sometimes even accidents are there. So this congestion, the traffic congestion in the cities, any cities. So we need to address that. Air pollution. Come the month of November and December, you find many cities, it's become very difficult to breathe. Air pollution is a major challenge. There are many causes for that, and how we are addressing that, that is something which is a big challenge. But when we speak about such challenges, there are also a lot of opportunities. Opportunities like the quality of life improves. From the rural to the urban area, the quality of life improves. If you are in a good locality, the quality of life really improves. There is a good educational facilities, very good shopping or maybe commercial or business facilities, very good health facilities, like the kind of health facilities you get in the urban area. Happy streets, parks, places where you meet, sports facilities, various things that are all good quality, the music, dance, art, fine arts, the finer aspects of life, they are all open up in the urban areas. The economic opportunities, not only in the manufacturing but also in the services, and today the services are growing much faster than the manufacturing. There are huge opportunities to the youth in the urban areas. So this, on the one side there is a challenge, on the other side there is a lot of opportunities. It is just how you manage your urbanization. And as I told you, today our urban population is around 53, 54 crore. We are going to be around 88 crores. Another 34 to 35 crore people are going to be added, and this is a huge opportunity. How we urbanize that? Should we remain like what we did earlier, as is where is, or we urbanize learning from what we have done in the last decade? 10 to 11 years under the Prime Minister Modi has been a huge urban transformation, which I am going to come to you now. Our urbanization, a policy journey. I am just leaving it to you. There has been, how we started from just housing and urban initially in the 1970 when HUDCO was formed, to when for the first time, a realization in the government that urban is important through the JNNURM program. There is a National Urban Renewal Program. But that was also completely ad hoc, unplanned. The real focus on the urban came in 2014 when the Prime Minister Modi took place, and he understood the opportunity in the urbanization, how the country is going to gain. So 2014-15, when both were lucky, Mati and myself were lucky to be in the urban sector in the period when the country realized urbanization offers a huge opportunity for growth and economic development. We are lucky to serve the country and lucky to have such a visionary Prime Minister like Prime Minister Modi, who thinks so many years ahead of all of us. So he charted the path, and we were there on the execution front. We were there to see that his vision gets translated. And recently in 2023-24, you must have heard about the regional economic growth hubs. Because so far what we have been doing in the last one decade, we were trying to make urban areas as a good place to live. But is that enough? No. Cities are engines of economic growth. Cities were formed so that economic growth could be enhanced, could be made faster. So you have to think in terms of economics, and that is why for the first time I've got one slide on this, regional economic growth centers, regional growth economic hubs. The journey to transformation begins. See, I am quoting this, I am really fond of this statement. The Prime Minister Modi in 2000, 2016, on the first anniversary of three major programs, Prime Minister Awas Yojana, that is housing for all, AMRUT, that is urban infrastructure, AMRUT I'll be coming there, and the third most important is Smart City Mission. This anniversary was being celebrated in Pune. I was very much there, and he made this such a fantastic statement, such a visionary statement. So far urbanization was seen as a problem. In fact, you ask somebody, he may be living in Delhi, but when you ask, he says, I come from a village. It's always good to show that I've got a rural background. People are shying from saying that I have got the urban background. The country was shying from focus on urbanization. The JNNURM was there, but it was in a very ad hoc manner. It was still not commitment of the government. The real commitment came after 2014 when he says the cities, they digest poverty. The poor people come from the rural to the urban area with the hope of improving their economic status, and that really improve their economic status, that their poverty is eaten away by the urban areas. Their skills, their potential that gets translated into the economic opportunities. Whether it is manufacturing or it is services or any kind of thing, it gets translated into the opportunities. This is such a fantastic statement which you should remember, wherever you are there, should remember that urbanization stands for this. How this was done? Three things. The first is to improve the livability, improving the living conditions, the status, how the quality of life can be improved. We were taking various activities, various actions, various missions for this livability. The second was the economic ability. That means how the city can become economically more viable, economically more potential for people to get their dreams translated into reality. And the third was sustainability. Whatever you do, unless it sustains for a long time, unless it is going to live long, a short gain is not something which we are working for. Sustainability. I have just drawn a triangle. Today, now the number of cities in the country is, when I started in urban, it was around 4,700. Now, latest figure I saw, it is more than 4,900, and the number of cities are growing. It is going to grow. That I said, urbanization, it is going to grow. The states are going to declare more and more areas as the urban local bodies. Schemes like Day-NULM. On each, I am going to put one slide. I am not going to explain here. Day-NULM, PM SVANidhi, PM Urban 2.20, which is initially it was urban, then AMRUT, then SBM. They are addressing different kind of issues related to the urban areas. Then we have got the 100 smart cities. The program has ended, but it can never end. Let me tell you, the funding has ended, but the learning cannot close. The learning from the smart cities is huge. People ask me, what did you learn from? I don't see any smart city. What you have learned from a smart city, you have to build on that. Once I come to the smart cities, I am going to talk about that. How you can build to make that all future urbanization in India is going to be smart and sustainable. If you don't do that, then you can say smart city mission was of, we have lost the opportunity. Like you have become a graduate. You are a science graduate and you are not using your science graduation. Then that your science graduation is of no use. You have to make you are skilled for something. You have to make use of that. The country is skilled for the smart city mission. The country must make use of the smart city. All future urbanization should be smart and sustainable. And then cities for the urban transport. I said transport is a major challenge. So 30 cities are now under the metro rail, and many cities are now on PMAY bus seva. That is, electric bus services are coming to the various municipal corporations across the country. I am going to give some brief on each, because the time is limited. I am not going to speak a lot, but very briefly introduce to you the various missions which were introduced under the to translate the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Modi. The very first is Swachh Bharat Mission. I mean, now you can realize, you are coming from different parts of Orissa. Must have seen in urban areas, also in the rural area, how the Swachh Bharat Mission has made a big transformation. Now this open defecation is a history. Earlier it was a common sight. You go to the market, you will find somebody is pissing, is standing on the road itself. Or somebody is going for the natural call next to the railway line or such places. They were very commonplace. Now these things are gone. They are now history now. Most of the dumps, I mean, you see how many dumps, 1033 legacy dumps have been remediated. Huge dumps. You go to Delhi, you go to big cities, you find the huge dumps. People who are getting all the municipal solid waste there. Now it's a history. Most of it is history, and so slowly rest of it, whatever is left, is going to become history now. So now we have learned how to manage your municipal waste. Now we have learned how to get your toilets which were constructed in the cities. People didn't know. Now there is a large number of some 67,000 toilets are on the Google map. Just you can trace them, you can reach to the Google toilets. There is a various standards were set. I mean, it is not only the toilet, public toilet and the individual toilets which have been constructed, but various standards were set for making city ODF, ODF plus, ODF plus plus, water plus. I leave it as a task to you. Just do a Google and try to understand, because I am not going to explain to you. It's a task, any of you, just one because you must have read in your examination. What is ODF plus plus? Anybody of you can explain? ODF plus plus? Open defecation free plus plus. Thank you. Anybody else? ODF plus plus. Huh? Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? See, ODF relates to the toilets. Definitely. Thank you. It's an open defecation free. ODF plus means the toilet is also used. Because earlier also a lot of toilets were constructed, but they were not being used. But ODF plus plus means not only being used, it has got water, it has got light, and also it gets cleared. Because after a certain time, the pit type of toilet, it gets full. So that needs to be cleaned up. It's a ODF plus plus. I mean, just I am leaving it to you as a task to understand what is ODF, ODF plus plus, or what is water plus, or what is garbage free city, 1 star, 3 star, 5 star, 7 star. I am so happy to see that now 12 cities have been categorized as a 7 star. I had the privilege of, I'll say, is my great opportunity in the government that all these star rating, water plus, all these things were set up when I was Secretary to Government of India. Because we were trying to make this Swachh Survekshan, which is the largest survey on the Mother Earth, covering some 54 crore people. This kind of survey is not there anywhere on the world. How to make sure that nobody complains and everybody feels inspired to work. So I had a great opportunity to work on these things, to create those models. Now these things are the latest reports. Now housing for all. When the Prime Minister Modi said that we will provide housing for everybody, it's such a huge challenge. In fact, I remember when I joined in 2017 as a secretary, it was part of a different ministry. Rana was saying that he was working on, he has a training as assistant secretary on the other side. That was HOOPA. When I joined as secretary and I became a secretary of both the department, both the ministries, one of the challenges which I faced was the housing for all. People did not have confidence that they will be able to do it. And in fact, my predecessor in the HOOPA side used to say that even if you are able to do 25 lakhs, it's a great achievement. But the Prime Minister's call was 100 housing for all. Our assessment was 1.12 crore. I asked Amrit Abhijat, who was the Joint Secretary, which is the biggest challenge, which you think it is not possible? He said, sir, CLSS, Credit Linked Subsidy Scheme, where the banks have to give a loan to the economically weaker section people and they have to construct their houses. He said, so far not even 10,000 houses have been constructed in the whole history of India, in the banking history of India. And we are thinking of 10 lakhs. See, I started working with Amrit and with Ramakrishna, who was the National Housing Bank chairman. See, let me take this challenge straight. I mean, hold a bull through his horn. Next 2 months, I started working on it. You know how much is the achievement today? We set the whole tone. You know what is the achievement in the CLSS? More than 25 lakhs CLSS, where they were saying not even 10,000 was done in the whole history of the banking system. Now it is more than 25 lakhs. Just by developing a system where everybody who is taking a loan, up to it is disbursed, up to everything is being traced, all their grievances are being taken care of, the bank's problems are being taken off, the loans get reimbursed. All these things we have taken care of, all those things, and just set a system through which this can happen. And today, I am very happy, out of 1.12 crore, that target, 1.13 crore has been sanctioned, and nearly 1 crore, 94 lakhs have been completed, and completed with, I mean, this is not like old. There was a program under the DAY-NULM when you find that a lot of houses were constructed, they are lying vacant. In the whole DAY-NULM, in the 10 years, only 8.5 lakhs for houses were constructed, more than 2 lakhs were not even utilized. But here every house has got a light, it has got a water connection, it has got a gas connection, it has got a toilet. It's a get some. It's a something where all the facilities are there to realize your dreams. And I have traveled across the country to all the states in northeastern states, southern states, everywhere. And I found how happy are the families who have been given this housing. So now this has been realized. And now on the PMAY 2.0, Prime Minister has set target of another 1 crore. So now the projected target is 2.12 crore. And the country is set to achieve this. And in this target, one of the things which I did during COVID, I mean, I'll only say that the God has given me that opportunity, that affordable rental housing complexes. This was done for the first time in the history of India. So far, we have been focusing only on the ownership houses. We saw the condition of people moving from the rural to urban to the rural areas. We decided we'll go for the rental housing. And that too, affordable rental housing, housing where you get for 2,000, 2,500. We have developed a model. Now, I am very happy to see that that is one of the verticals of PMAY 2.0. In one of the reviews of the Pragati, Prime Minister asked me, can we get the best technology from the world? You see, the Global Housing Technology Challenge came out of it. I am so happy to let you know, Mr. Matai is fully aware, that 6 lighthouses in Chennai, in Rajkot, in Indore, in Lucknow, in Ranchi and Agartala, 5 of them have all been dedicated, and the 6th one in Agartala, because of it was a low-lying area, there were certain challenges. This year it is going to be dedicated after the rains. And the advantage of this, so many new technologies have come to the country, which were not there in India. And who has got it? The economically weaker section people for whom these houses are being made. Think of the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister. Because when he asked this probing question to me, that can we get the best technology in the world through this? Yes, it has been made possible. The best technologies of the construction technologies have come in India. And not only that, things like the new technologies, the country has started thinking in terms of the new technologies, new kinds of materials, new way of working on it. So all these things, I mean, such kinds of systems have been set up across the country. So we are ourselves now creating new things, new systems, so that the housing is, which is the basic thing. Everybody would like to have his housing. The shelter is the basic requirement of any human being. And we are right there. The next is AMRUT. No, AMRUT was initially only for 500 cities. The cities whose population was more than 1 lakh, that is 100,000. But now it has been expanded to all the cities across the country. That is 4,900 cities. And now what the objective we have set? The objective is water secure cities. Like when you start taking out water, when you start giving people 130 liters per day, you are going to extract so much of water. The cities many cities from the globe have gone from the history because of water scarcity. How can you make your cities secure? So the technology and uses have been given a major focus. Like water conservation, AMRUT Sarovar, rainwater harvesting, various using the new technology so that you can reduce the uses and yet serve the people with the best of satisfaction. How we can reuse the water through the processing of water. All these things, there are a lot of focus on this. And let me tell you, let me put my high appreciation for this state. When we started FSSTP, for the first time in 2017 we started. Orissa was the first state to come on board, and they have got 119 FSSTP. In fact, I had the privilege of coming here when this program was launched, was inaugurated. I do not remember the number of SSTP which were inaugurated, but they were the first, and the rest of the country, it has now proliferated in a big way. So this water is a major focus. In fact, water, Orissa has done so wonderfully well. When I come to Orissa, I am going to give you some examples how Orissa has done in the water or use water, treated water, like that. So this is something which this AMRUT scheme, AMRUT 2.0 is giving major focus on even the greening of the cities and developing the kind of infrastructure for Viksit Bharat. So this is the kind of achievement which you can read, like GIS master plan. AMRUT, their major focus is on reforms. Like the Prime Minister major mantra is reform, perform and transform. The urban reforms are coming through the AMRUT. My friend who is in the Development Authority or the municipal administration, they know what is the kind of reform we have to do and how you are incentivized by the Government of India through the AMRUT schemes. Now, Smart City Mission. A Smart City Mission, Orissa also has a smart city. Every state had a smart city. We had 100 smart cities. People ask, what is the learning? Has any city become smart? Like Bhubaneswar has. Bhubaneswar is a smart. Is one of the smart cities. Any of you, can you say, has Bhubaneswar become smart? Any of you? Just raise your hand. What is the smartness which Bhubaneswar has got through the Smart City Mission? Now the mission is almost over. Rather, it is over. March 2025 was the last date. Any of you? Can you just stand and interview? What do you understand by the Smart City Mission? Say Bhubaneswar, where you are here. Please go ahead.
Sir, fourth is wider roads and traffic decongestion, likewise, and also employment generation. So these were.
Thank you. So I'm so happy. What is your good name?
Sir, Satyajit Parik.
Satyajit Parik. It's so happy to know that you have a positive feeling about it. Have you heard about ICCC, Integrated Command and Control Center?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, it is a control room to monitor the whole city. Like
Absolutely. It's like a brain and the nervous system of the city. Just one ICCC itself is such a huge achievement. See, think of it like when the Kumbh happened, when 65 plus crore people came, everything was being monitored through the ICCC in Prayagraj. When big events take place, like say celebration, Ganesh Utsav celebration in Pune, everything is being controlled through the ICCC. The all traffic network through the ICCC. Water complete, if you want to go for 24/7 water supply, ICCC, like Puri or many cities have done, you learn from there. Smart road, smart electricity, smart water, smart sewerage system, smart education, smart health system. The Prime Minister Modi has coined only 3 words when he had the vision of a smart city mission. If you remember, prior to 2014 election, he used to speak in his political rallies. He is going to have a smart city mission. When it was announced, I was very much there in the ministry. When it came through the finance statement with the finance minister, first budget, we didn't even know what a smart city mission is. But there has been so much huge learning over the period. 1 year we learned from different parts of the world what a smart city and what it should be, what should be called a smart city. 3 things. Retrofitting, the existing city can be retrofitted to become smart. Could be redevelopment, you can just demolish and create a smart city, or green development, that you can create a smart city, the new city as a smart city. You can have in the part area, in the full area, and there has been huge learning from that. But all will get lost unless whatever we have learned through a smart city mission, and let me tell you, smart city is not a destination. It is not something you say that you make this, you make something like this, you call it a podium. Or you make something like that, you call it a sofa. No, smart city is not like that. It's a journey. You become smarter and smarter and smarter. And Prime Minister Modi, when he launched this smart city mission on 26 June 2015, he said to get more from less. That means whatever resources you got, can you get more people satisfied with that? That is the smartness. So whatever we have done, can we make mission into movement? Lot of things we have done. What is this? Can somebody remove this? Hello? Can somebody remove this? Can somebody remove? Which we need to do. Now I am not going to spend more time on this. DAY-NULM is something which is for the self-help group, you must have heard, empowering the women, those who have moved from the rural to urban area, through the program of skilling, through providing them financial assistance, through microfinance and various other schemes, so that they can earn their livelihood, to improve their livelihood opportunities. This is PM-SVANidhi. I will just spend few minutes here. I call them, this is something which I got an opportunity during the COVID period. This street vendors were so important in our urban living. Whether it is the vegetables or fruits or maybe mala or flowers or whatever, they are serving to you through the street vending. But do you know that how much they had to pay for it? I didn't know about it. They had to pay 100%, 200, 500% interest to serve to the urban population. And that is how the program PM-SVANidhi was started after COVID, because they lost their business. When there were lockouts and they lost their business, they were living every day. They were the nano entrepreneurs, very small entrepreneurs. But the vision of Honorable Prime Minister to address this population, which is so important in the urban living, they got loan of 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees, 50,000 in the first year, second, third. People have all kinds of doubts. But I got that as a secretary, I got this opportunity to develop this program PM-SVANidhi, and I am so happy to say that some 91 lakhs loans for nearly 13,000 plus crore has been given so far. The defaults in payment is less than 5%. And now SVANidhi to Samriddhi, all these have been done. I mean, these things have been developed when I was in the urban secretary there. I mean, some 140 lakhs people have been benefited through this program. So there's so many benefits coming to the poorest among the entrepreneurs. Urban transport. Again, I had a great opportunity to work on this big issue of the urban transport. And today I am so happy to share with you that more than 1 crore people are traveling on the metro system every day. More than 1,000 kilometers of metro tracks are working these days. I mean, these are the challenges I had taken to do before 15th August 2022. These things, challenges, I mean, Mati knows how I used to take these challenges. If COVID was not there, it would have been done before 15th August of 2022. Because of COVID, we had come up to 80 lakhs. It got halted. We had gone 800 plus kilometers. Because of the COVID, the whole progress became low. We could not do it, but now I'm so happy. I feel so happy from inside that today we are getting 1 crore plus population traveling on metro system in 22 cities every day. More than 1,000 kilometers is already there. And best among that is the first regional rapid transport between Delhi to Meerut, which was started, 55 kilometers is up and running, and the balance will get run by the end of this year. For the first time, metro and RRTS are going to happen for the first time in India. We have got the National Common Mobility Card, first of its kind in the whole world. So many new things, so many new technologies. The best is Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Viksit Bharat 2047, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Almost 80% of the metro technology is all Indian. This is the new India. So many things, urban reforms, reform, perform, transform was the major focus, and so many reforms. I mean, all of these will, every reform I can speak for over an hour. So I am not going to discuss all this. I am leaving it to you as a task. Out of your own interest, if you take anything, say local area planning and the town area planning. This is a new reform which we did through SEPT University of Ahmedabad. And every state we involved. How the future urbanization should be, how we are going to, because urban planning is most important, how we should be. So we try to develop that. I will give this as a task. Please read and try to understand, develop your understanding in all this. This is, we were not, the Prime Minister's focus is on the outcome. What will impact the citizen's life? And life is impacted through the outcome and not through the output. When you say that I made 1,000 kilometers of water pipeline, it doesn't give any meaning. When you say that I have given 1,000 water tap connection, that means 1,000 families are going to have water in their houses. So this is the difference between outcome and output. The major focus is outcome. And we have developed various kind of indices. Again, I leave it to you. Please do read and try to understand. I mean, not because it is part of your syllabus, out of your own interest, because in future, if somebody says that what is this data maturity assessment framework, how data has become so important, what we have done in the urban areas, how data is being utilized. We have done a lot of work on this. I mean, even the state has developed its own. When I come to that, I am going to speak on the state. So how this is such an important event which has taken place in the urban areas, please go through them. You will find a lot of material on all this. This is the new thing. Just I'll take a minute here. Urban regional growth hubs. We started working on it, though this announcement has been made in 2024. 4 cities, city of Visakhapatnam, that is Vizag in Andhra Pradesh, Mumbai in Maharashtra, Surat in Gujarat, and Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. These 4 cities, the area around them, they have got huge potential and they can themselves become $1 trillion economic hubs. Just by understanding what the area stands for, what are their strengths, what are their capabilities, economic visioning, what we can do so that they become economic centers. That is how it has happened across the globe. and develop a framework through which this can be implemented. Already work is other than say Varanasi and Visakhapatnam, Mumbai and Surat has already been approved by the Government of India through the Niti Aayog. My understanding and my recommendation is states should start doing this economic envisioning. Say for example the city of Bhubaneswar, around Bhubaneswar, Puri, this whole region is so rich. This itself can give you $1 trillion. Through the proper kind of a synergy, as again remember the Scrabble. The moment you get those things together, this can become a major economic opportunity center. This is quite possible. This is a new initiative of the Government of India. For the state of Odisha, I have already told you, is a huge, large journey to cover, to catch up with the rest of the country. And I will say why catch up with the rest of the country in the average. Today, some of the states have got more than 50% urbanization. You should target to beat the best. And Odisha has that potential. I mean, not that it has the potential, you only have to work on it. Some of the major achievements which I consider the major achievement which Mati has done, like water tap connection. In 2017, Odisha had just 33% water tap connection in urban areas. Today, 99%. I don't know why he left 1%, he left 1% for Usha Paddy. So this 99% from 30% to 99% is a huge journey, and you think it is not so simple, so difficult, because as I told you, I have been municipal commissioner to the various postings or in the field as well in the state secretariat and the central secretariat, and my understanding and learning from different stages have been quite different. So how this has been done is a huge success to Government of Odisha. My kudos and my best wishes to the state. Usha has inherited such a good thing, and now she can work on it, that in future every household has got a water connection. This 24/7 and drink from tap was the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister when he started his AMRUT scheme. We could realize it only by 2021, from 2015 AMRUT, 2021 when Puri, I came here and we could declare, and we got people from all over the country to come to the city of Puri. We had a huge workshop to launch this 24/7 and drink from tap. You understand what 24/7 means? That any time, any tap will give you water. Normally, we had, cities which has even 400 liter water per head available, but they were getting water only for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Now 24/7 means you don't need to store water. They are confident. And drink from tap means so clean, so treated, that any water you can just drink from tap. Even in the toilet you can drink from tap. Drink from tap. This is so good, such a good quality. No, it's not to laugh. You go abroad, you will find they recommend that any place you can drink from tap. And we challenge in Puri, any tap, it's good for good quality. You don't require this Bisleri water. You don't require to store this water. Through this, so much of plastics you don't require. Once you have the drink from tap. And Odisha has made it happen. In fact, learning from Odisha, because we have been pursuing, and Mati was so forthcoming that he made it possible, that we made as a part of our AMRUT 2.0, as one of the achievements where if the city does, they are awarded. Drink from tap and 24/7. And I am very happy to say that nearly 26 to 27 lakhs population of 24 cities in Odisha are now benefited by 24/7 and drink from tap. And they should make it 100%. Because when you make it this, the total water consumption goes down. Like 130 liters becomes say 75 to 80 liters. Water extraction goes down. Treatment cost goes down. The cost goes down, and when you think that when you are using the technology along with the infrastructure, that was the learning from the smart cities. The overall cost, the life cycle cost comes down. What you spend over a period of time is much lesser than what you spend on if you have a poor system. वो कहते हैं ना हिंदी में कि सस्ता रोए बार बार, महंगा रोए एक बार. So when you spend more upfront, overall life cycle cost goes down. If you make your road smart, the life cycle cost of the road becomes much cheaper. So this is our learning. The Jaga mission, I don't have to introduce what Jaga mission is. It's a huge thing done to the slum dwellers. They have been given the land rights. You know, without land right, what is the kind of, what kind of consequences you feel. The ULB budget for the slums, 25% earmarked. FSSTP, I told, Garma scheme for the Swachh Karmi. That is Swachhta Karmi, we call them Swachhta Mitra. And the urban digital mission. There's so many things. I mean, this is only few I have taken. But yet, there are many things to do. I mean, the young officers are here who are there directly involved in the urban administration. You need to accelerate urbanization. You have to become first close to the national average and go to the top. That process is required. You have to promote smart growth, learn from what you have done from smart cities, and make that mission a movement. Taki future urbanization is only smart and sustainable. It is not a run-of-the-mill. Not the usual urbanization, it should be smart and sustainable so that you don't have to work further. You spend some 10% more upfront so that the life cycle cost goes down, whether it is infrastructure or anything, whatever it is, it should be of that smart and sustainable. Learn from the smart city mission. Urban 2.0, I was just checking what is the achievement of Orissa in the Swachh Sarvekhan 2025. The results were announced only a few days. Honorable Prime Minister from this state, Honorable President, she was the chief guest. I find Odisha has come down slightly. It has to work. Because if you bring Swachhta, it has hundreds of benefits. I mean, known, unknown, direct, indirect, so many benefits are there. Odisha has to really focus on the Swachh Sarvekhan, the Swachhta as should be the major target. Redevelopment of the slums. You have given the right, you have given the legal right, urban land legal rights. Now is an opportunity for them to redevelop and have a better quality of life through the urban planning. They can go high-rise and have in their life much better qualities of life, like you have got water bodies, you have got parks, you have got various other things. Yes, they have been done through the infrastructure investment. Some part has been done, but the major part to really marry with the real urban good quality of life, that is possible, and that you can open to the public-private partnership. The private sector can work on it. Through some of the slums can be redeveloped and made into a good quality of living. Promote affordable housing and especially focus on the affordable rental housing. There is so much of manufacturing. Rental housing is something that so many central government and state government corporations and companies are there. People are living in slum-like or undeveloped kind of conditions. So that needs a rental housing complexes. That has to be given a focus. Then develop urban hub. The Bhubaneswar, I said, one hub Odisha should choose, and they should make this as the important urban hub. AMRUT Kal imperatives say GDP is going to grow to, I mean, this had prepared earlier 32. I think now people are even projecting, say, $40 trillion economy. We have to spend something like $10 trillion for this, and out of that $5 trillion has to come only for the urban area. And how that is possible? It is possible through the public-private partnership. I mean, getting more and more private participation. Some of the imperatives I am just leaving it to you because I will now take questions from you. You can read and understand. If you have any queries, I think your Mati is deeply into the urbanization, and he has so much of experience in it. All these things I leave it for you to read. Just to see this picture of, in fact, I got this opportunity. This was a God-given opportunity for me to work on the new Parliament building and the Central Vista. See the transformation. I mean, now the Parliament has come. Parliament has come. You see the new Parliament building. Central Vista, the first of the, this Kartavya Bhavan was inaugurated by the Honorable. I was so happy to see that day when the Kartavya Bhavan being inaugurated. All these things, the God has given me opportunity to work on these as a urban secretary. So this is the kind of transformation which is happening in Delhi, and that kind of transformation which will happen across the country. So I close it here.